There we go.
Hi, my name is Laren Fritsch, and I did a VIP day with Louisa this past fall. What month was it, Louisa? Was it October?
October.
It was October. And I went to Louisa's place in Bucks County, PA, and I was exhausted. I was sick. I had just come from seeing a naturopathic doctor, and really all I wanted to do was sleep. And we had our first session in the morning, and after that session, Louisa, it was funny, she said, well, what do you want to do now? And she said, do you want to take a nap? And I said, no, I want to take a walk. So just a small thing I thought was that I had energy, and I felt physically better after just our first session. We did another evening session, and I woke up the next morning, and John, Louisa's husband, said to me, my gosh, Lauren, you look like a different person. And it's true, I looked in the mirror and I looked lighter, I felt lighter, I had more energy, and that was just the start of the transformation. So that was in October, and since then I've created a multiple six-figure business. And of course there are business things that go along with that, the tactical implementation of specific strategies that I've used to help me create that kind of money in such a short period of time. But when people ask, well, what helped you? I really feel like the watershed moment was working with Louisa, and namely because she helped me integrate some pieces of my life that weren't integrated. There was a disconnect for me with who I was and then how I was showing up in the world, because I wasn't quite putting it all together yet. And we all know that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And what Louise and I did was integrate. And I think that was the most important part. And once I was integrated, then I could start showing up as the Lauren, the person I am. And that's when a lot of doors started opening. That's when the money started flowing. And it made my bank account a lot happier. But more than that, I have maintained better energy. I have been able to stick with some health resolutions. I'm enjoying really fulfilling relationships, and I'm content. And I'll definitely be working with Louisa in the future. I've got to plan another VIP day with you, actually.
We'll do that.
And I'm just so grateful, because the work that she does is subtle, and it's very nuanced, and she's very intuitive, but it's also very powerful. And it's not necessarily something that you can put into, these are your tangible benefits. But when I look at the before and then the after, there's just no question about the benefit. So thank you, Louisa.